What is up, guys? Chris Flips back again. Gonna show you guys today how to change your rear differential oil in the 2006 Nissan Titan. So as you can see, I've got the truck jacked up and I put jack stands, safety first, guys. I drained. There's a little drain plug that fits into the bottom of your bell housing there, shape of a 3/8 ratchet. But if you are like me, mine was actually scraped up and scored a little bit, so I wasn't able to get a ratchet in there. So what I did was take a flathead screwdriver and just kind of wedged it in there, and it was actually loose enough for me to just take the drain plug out that way. So the rear end plug out. So like I said, this truck has 139,000 miles, and when the oil came out, I didn't really like the way that it looked. So I decided to go ahead and pull that rear pan off. And what it is, you got a brake line going around. You got two tabs holding that brake line in place, and they easily just bend out of the way, and that'll give you a little more free. Get a little more free with that brake line to get the cover out of the way. And then you also have that second brake line that mounts on the top, but that mounting bracket will just come off with the two bolts. So I took a wire brush and cleaned up around there, because what you're going to do is use silicone as a gasket, and make sure it's the maker silicone. You can use the ultra black that's called gasket maker. Just use brake cleaner and some shop towels, clean it up as best you can. Like I said, I used the brush around here and cleaned it up as best I could, because you're going to have the old silicone from the last gasket. I did notice that the bolts are different lengths, so I just kind of left them in the plate so I don't mix up which bolt goes where. This silicone, you want to put it on about hand tight to kind of form the gasket, and then give it so put it on and just get them hand tight and let it sit for an hour, and then you're supposed to tighten it down after you've let it sit for like an hour. And then what you're going to do is give it an entire day to cure completely before you fill the differential back up with oil. So I will get back with you guys as soon as I am putting this plate on, show you guys how I'm going to put it back on, and then we will I believe it calls for 2.25 quarts of actual gear oil, so I bought 3 quarts, and I'll show you guys the process of actually putting the oil back into the truck. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay guys, so I forgot to mention, you've also got on top of this, when you're pulling it apart, that little 8mm is actually going to hold that little brake line that I was telling you about. It holds it on to the actual differential cover. So you will have to pull that little 8mm off in order to get the differential cover off. Alright guys, so you're also going to want to make sure you take like a flathead screwdriver or something and make sure you dig that old silicone out of these little grooves, because what these grooves do is once the silicone is formed in there, the new silicone, and it dries, it's going to create like another little barrier that would prevent a leak. So you just want to make sure that you get all of that old silicone out. And then I just went back over it real quick with a wire brush. And now we're about to do, you want to lay your silicone right along these lines. Just kind of trace it. Okay, and I don't have a tripod yet, so I will show it to you as soon as I'm finished. Alright guys, there it is. Just a simple bead tracing the lines around the differential cover. I mean, it's not the most beautiful, but hey, it's going to get the job done. I just did a little more research and realized that this, you can use just the regular gasket maker, oil resistant. This one's the ultra black. It's going to get the job done. So we're going to just get these bolts started on there. you know, and get the gasket kind of formed. And we're gonna let it sit for an hour. And then we are going to tighten the bolts down. All right, guys. So we got the bolts started. As you can see, most of them are all started. And what you want to do is just, I'm gonna get them kind of hand tight. And you're gonna do it just like you're doing a tire. So do this side and just get it kind of, you know, a little tight, and then we'll go over to the other side. So just like doing a tire, alternate the sides until all of your bolts are hand tight. And then you want to let it sit for about an hour. And then come back and we'll tighten them all the way down. So just once you get, and I went ahead and just set that brake line back up there and got it ready. And then you just fold these tabs back down how they were. And I'm gonna let it dry completely before I put the drain plugs back in. So that way a little air can get on the inside and help the inside dry as well. And I will get back with you guys when we come to tighten these bolts down. All right, guys, so it has been 1 hour and we are back to bolts. Oh, we're gonna get all of these tightened down. If you don't have a set of ratchet wrenches, I highly recommend a set. And for the other ones, we are gonna go with this bad boy. I'm just gonna go around entire plate and get them all tightened down, okay? We've got them all tightened down now, so we're gonna let it sit. I forgot I've got to go do a job tomorrow morning, so I actually need my truck because my fiance is gonna be using the car. So I am gonna have to let it sit until tonight. It's gonna get about 6 hours to cure. That should be plenty of time to make sure it doesn't leak. So I'll be back to fill it up with oil tonight. So don't go anywhere. I'll show you how to fill this bad boy up. Alright guys, so we don't have a lot of light under here, but I have to come get my truck tonight because I have to go work in the morning. So these call for 2.25 quarts, I believe. So I just grabbed 3 quarts. The general rule of thumb is fill it until it starts coming out of this overflow right here. So you can just spray it in like this, or I also have a funnel there, one of those long neck funnels. Basically just keep putting oil in until it comes out the hole and you know it's full, and then put your drain plug back in there and you will be done. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for next week's video where we're going to do a transmission flush on this. We're going to change the filter and the pan gasket, and we're going to get new transmission fluid in it so that it will have 100% fresh fluids in the entire truck. And then we're going to get it ready to sell because the title is coming in the mail and we're ready to go. So all we're waiting on are some mufflers to quieten it down. Those are supposed to be in the mail. Also the transmission flush, and then it's going to be ready to go. So don't miss out, guys.